basketball game. Again, keep in mind, we play with a 30-second clock here in women's basketball. Etheridge with the inbound, setting some of the numbers for you. That's Beverly Williams. Etheridge, they'll play the guards outside. They really don't have one key player they try to get to. If they have one, it probably would be either Fran Harris, number 20, Andrea Lloyd, 25, or certainly Annette Smith, number 15. And that is Lloyd with the first miss and the rebound by Ole Miss. And it's Elisa Scott.
Jody Conrad said rebounding will be a key for her Texas team tonight.
Kim Bullard is their point guard, number 15. They try to get it down inside, and there's a steal by Lloyd. Texas likes to get in the open court. They do and score. Points per ball game, but Gillum is their big scorer, averaging 23. We're tied at 2 apiece.
When Texas sets up their half-court offense, they're going to try to go inside. That's their meal ticket.
And there's a personal foul call inside as they got it down to Fran Harris. And the first foul of the night on either ball club will go against Ole Miss.
Fouls are really going to be a key here tonight. Ole Miss, Sam, cannot afford to foul. They do not have near the depth that Texas has.
That depth just absolutely wears you down, as you alluded to in the start of the show. An 11-point lead by Ole Miss when they played in a Miami tournament back on December the 30th when they played. And finally, Texas just overwhelmed them with an 11-point win. At the line, a good foul shooter is Fran Harris, shoots 79%, and she gets on the board with a free throw.
She's the best shooter on this Texas team. She's the pure shooter. She's the only Texas player who has a green light, Sam, to shoot from anywhere on the floor.
By the way, neither of these ball clubs really shoot foul shots all that well should we get into a foul shooting contest. Texas 64 and Ole Miss 63, but those foul shots there are good. And it's a 4-2 game. And Bullard again in the traffic in the backcourt for Ole Miss.
A key matchup to watch, Kim Bullard and Kami Etheridge.
Just getting across the timeline, and here comes maybe that sixth man out of the stands with this big crowd here at Texas. Kim Bullard is only a sophomore.
She did not have a good game. The first time these two teams played, she was 0 for 6. Kami Etheridge really got to her.
A foul is going to be called on Lloyd as they got the bounce pass down inside to Vicki Craig. And Craig was really a star with that free throw as the time ran out against Auburn. Watch this pass.
This is really a good pass inside, and it's against a Texas team that really defends the passing lanes well. So that was a really good pass.
When you take a look at the foul shooting for Ole Miss, and keep in mind we have 2 shots coming here by Vicki Craig. She won it in the Auburn game and is only a 44% foul shooter. But Van Chancellor, their coach, said, I had a dream that you'd win one at the foul line, and lo and behold, she did.
She hit it when it counted, Sam.
It's 4-3. Texas with a scant 1-point lead. We played just a little less than 2 minutes of a 20-minute first half. Lloyd with a missed shot rebound, and here come the Lady Longhorns, and that's Etheridge in the open court. A good dish and drive. It's no good. Rebound comes off inside, and that is Myra Williams for Ole Miss. And Bullock, who will handle it about 90% of the time. Etheridge will meet her right at midcourt. Backing down. Let's watch and see how Texas plays inside on Gillum. As Bullock said, well, I'll just look.
Kami Etheridge really the quarterback of this team. She runs both the offense and defense, and she does an excellent job of it.
Beverly Williams with some good penetration. Chase for the ball, finally saved and thrown back in nicely by Williams. As Ole Miss with a 5-4 lead. By the way, Van Chancellor, talking to you, Becky, indicated the first 10 minutes would be very important as a foul on Etheridge trying to steal the ball.
Yes, he said the first 10 minutes would be critical. He said he wants to set the tone of the game. He wants to control the tempo, slow things down. He wants to play his game tonight.
Well, right now in their half-court game, their top scorer, Jennifer Gillum, has not scored yet. As Coach Van Chancellor sits on the sideline looking on as the Lady Rebels work the basket. Jump shot outside, rattles around. Inside underneath is Craig. Here come the Longhorns with the ball by Annette Smith. Smith, on our pregame on the tees, looked helplessly as they lost to Western Kentucky. And now a charge to be called, or is that a block? It will be a block on Ole Miss. And the personal foul will be on Vicki Craig. That's her first, second team foul call on the Lady Rebels.
Texas really does a good job of drawing the offensive foul, Sam. That's one of their trademarks.
Etheridge looking for the inbound, comes into Williams, quickly down inside to Smith.
A 2-3 zone, that's what Ole Miss is playing.
And they'll slant that right off of Etheridge as they've got a push and a foul inside, and I believe that's going to go on Jennifer Gillum. It is. That's her first. 3 quick team fouls on the Rebels. Let's look at it again on the rebound as, again, the Rebels have to try to out-rebound Texas here tonight. Watches Gillum right down inside. Pushed off just as she went for the ball as Texas back to live action has it again with a fresh 30 on the shot clock.
Sam, as you said, they'll slant off of Kami Etheridge. They're going to let her shoot. They know that's not her big threat.
Williams with a nice penetration, got her own missed shot and scored. Beverly Williams with her first basket, and Texas leads 6-5. Well, Tennessee and Western Kentucky are already in the Final Four. Bullard, kind of a bad shot there. May have been blocked by Texas. It's saved back in by Ole Miss, but it's out of bounds to Texas.
Well, both of these teams would like to get a little revenge on Western Kentucky, wouldn't they, Sam? They were both beaten by the Lady Hilltoppers in the regionals last year. Texas
in the semifinals and Ole Miss in the finals of the Mid-East. On the home floor, by the way, the Lady Hilltoppers is a steal. Initiated there by Myra Williams and Ole Miss. Again in the lead, down by one, 6-5. They bring it back up. Texas swarming defense, but Ole Miss will finally save it.
We're equal in turnovers. Each team has one.
Good one-on-one match outside. You will not see Texas in any kind of a zone other than maybe right around Gillum a bit. They'll front her and backside her, and we'll see how that works here tonight. Shot clock is down to 3 as Gillum with her first shot on the lane, and she'll get it. 7-5 Ole Miss. 15.5 to play first half. Etheridge and Williams playing at the guards. Smith again, number 15, comes out of the lane. They try to shoot around that 2-3 zone, look for some kind of penetration. Lloyd has it. She's fouled. It goes, and she fouls, and she'll get a foul shot.
Andrea Lloyd just moves so well on the basketball court, Sam. She has such fluid movements.
Well, keep in mind that Andrea, along with several of the players on this Texas ball club, have had some knee problems. As you see that heavily bandaged right knee. And the reach-in foul inside, and it's going to go on number 24. That is Myra Williams. That's her first, but again, the 14th foul already on Ole Miss.
Andrea Lloyd, a 57% free throw shooter.
And she's drilled her first shot of the night. And with that, the Lady Longhorns go up by 2. About a score of 9-7. Pressure on that inbound. In the backcourt, one-on-one, it's Williams. On
Sam,
Williams.
Ole Miss is going to have to try to help each other out in bringing the ball down. They're going to have to pass to break that Texas pressure.
Craig at the top of the key. Bullard, who has been very aggressive in shooting the ball tonight. That's her third shot, and she's made 2 of them.
She's not going to let Kami Etheridge intimidate her tonight.
That's the first tie of the ball game. This one coming at 9. 14:50 to play first half. Midwest Championship hanging in the balance is a driving layup inside by Beverly Williams.
Beverly Williams is such a great athlete, and she has wonderful moves inside to the basket.
Pass almost knocked away by Beverly Williams in the backcourt. Saved once again by Myra Williams. She's number 24. Little change here as Myra's bringing the ball up, and the bullet is all the way down the floor. And since she's getting that jump shot going, they're trying to get the ball to her right now.
Well, Van Chancellor told us that was one thing he was going to do differently this time. He's going to alternate players bringing the ball up the court.
That's a good strong move of Gillum, but it produces nothing here as Williams drives into the lane, and she's knocked down and fouled by Kim Bullard. Or is it a charge? I think they've changed it and gone back the other way, and it's Williams with a personal foul. So they will call the charge. They had indicated first it was Ole Miss with a block, but it's a charge, and Texas gives up the ball.
Let's see if she has position here.
I think, as a matter of fact, Beverly Williams just slid to the right side, and that may have drawn the charge. There's a timeout on the floor. Our score, Texas 11, Ole Miss 9.
Who says you can't have it all? Who says you can't love your work and you change it, babe? Who says you can't have light beer with super premium taste? Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can.
Super premium taste and a less filling beer.
Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Have it all.
Billy Margolis hated to paint. Then he found Easy Roller, the roller that feeds itself automatically. Now Billy paints a room in no time. No messy pans. He just fills the Easy Roller tank once in a while and keeps on rolling. Room after room. It's fast and it's easy.
Hey, Mitch. Mitch, do you have a room I could paint? Huh?
Easy Roller by Easy Painter. It might make painting fun.
Welcome back to Austin, Texas, the home court of the Lady Longhorns of the University of Texas. And they have made their first substitution of the ball game as we take a good close look at Vance Chancellor in his 8th year as the head coach of the Lady Rebels at Ole Miss. Nice record, 198-62, coming out of the high school ranks at Harrison High School in Gulfport, Mississippi. First sub for Texas, number 34, another one of those knee problems. Yolanda Wimmish out of Victoria, Texas. Number 34 is in there. And we'll see how she can play here for the Lady Longhorns. Again, it's Bullock going up against Williams, a big matchup in the backcourt. Just in time across the timeline. Again, they try to look down inside, but instead a jumper at the head of the key, and another nice one there by Scott, who gets her 4th point, and we're tied again at 11.
They know Texas will key on Jennifer Gillum. The outside players are going to have to hit. They're going to have some kind of perimeter game tonight.
Annette Smith has the ball stripped, diving after it, trying to come with it, but it's not out, and Ole Miss has it again. Now watch how deliberate. They'll bring the ball into the forecourt. If they have a break, 9 times out of 10, they won't take it.
Turnovers, Texas has 3. That's unusual for them this early, Sam.
Well, they average only a total of 19 for a whole ball game, 17 for Ole Miss. There's Gillum trying to force her way into the basket, and we've got a charge call on Gillum. So Jennifer Gillum making a turn and trying to go for the hoop. Let's pick up the replay and take a look at this one again, Becky.
Well, here comes Jennifer Gillum. She's such a big player, a physical player. I believe it was a charge, Sam.
Well, Annette Smith was there, had pretty good position once again. Certainly Gillum did not agree, as that comes up to be her 2nd personal foul. And that could be a key foul here for the Lady Rebels. Tied up at 11. 13-10 left to play in the first half. Down inside, that's Smith. Look at Texas battle aboard. There's the Lady Rebels down inside, and they finally come away with it, and that's Scott again.
Ole Miss has the lead on the boards, and remember, Jody Conrad said we have to rebound well.
A personal foul will be called on Wimmish in the backcourt, trying to stop Scott. Wimmish is just a sophomore, but again has been plagued by that knee surgery. She redshirted during the 83-84 campaign, and that has been kind of catching on that Texas team. They've had a lot of injuries, including to both the Smith gals. Audrey, who is in uniform for the first time tonight, and her sister Annette. Bullish down inside. Nice pass, and look at that other shot from Myra Williams.
Once again, we said earlier, Texas defends the passing lane so well, but Ole Miss has been very effective in getting the ball inside.
Ole Miss has the lead at 13-11. Shot outside and a personal foul, and that's going to be on Scott. That'll be her 2nd. And Texas will get a couple of free throws. A chance to tie it with 2 with 12:30 to play in the first half. Don't forget, immediately following our broadcast tonight, we'll be taking to the West Finals out on the West Coast, and that should be a great one. Southern Cal will, of course, the great Miller going up against Louisiana Tech. That'll be the next of the finals out west on ESPN. Beverly Williams, a 66% foul shooter, gets her first, much to the delight of the mascot here at Texas.
Beverly just broke into the starting lineup this year. She's one of the finest 2 guards in the country, Sam.
Well, she shoots foul shots mighty nice, too, as they put them all down. And Texas, so far, perfect at the line, 5 for 5. A little trouble getting the inbound. Nice play by Ole Miss. You can throw the ball down the baseline, which they did. Caught Texas a little aback, and they got the ball in nicely. That's Gillum's main move. She turned thinking the ball was in, and it tried to hop back out. Long down-court passes again. We have a 2-point lead by Ole Miss, and Texas owning the ball, 15-13.
Ole Miss really playing good transition defense. They're really getting down the floor fast, Sam.
Williams has kind of taken things in her own hand, and now we have a rebound down inside, and it comes from Ole Miss, Craig, and she'll be fouled. And the personal foul will be on Wimmish, and that'll be her 2nd personal foul. So with the rebound, again, a key part of tonight's basketball game on both ends, and it is not a place for the timid as substitutions start to come back out on the floor here for the Texas Longhorns again. And checking in for the first time tonight is number 22, Gay Hemphill, number 22. Also in for Ole Miss, is Cynthia Autry. And Coach Chancellor indicated the bench has got to play well tonight, and Autry certainly a vital part of that. Gillum, off-balance shot, almost got it to go down as she was fouled on the inside. Personal foul is going to be on Carissa Davis, just a freshman out of San Antonio.
Let's take a look at this turnaround jumper. She learned basketball in her backyard. She had 9 brothers and sisters, enough to have a 5-on-5 team. She learned some great moves from her brothers and sisters. Her sister Peggy, by the way, is an assistant coach at Ole Miss. She was the leading all-time scorer at Ole Miss, and she is followed by her sister Jennifer.
I tell you what, I'll still take Jennifer on my team. I'll tell you that. First foul shot by Jennifer Gillum. By the way, the foul was credited to Kami Etheridge. That's her second personal foul rather than on Davis. So that's a key foul as well against Texas as Gillum gets ready to shoot another free throw. And so far, the Lady Rebels are only 2 out of 4 in foul shooting. They have the lead at 16-13, their biggest lead, but quickly down the other way, Wimmish will cut into it. 1 point. Ole Miss lead with 11.5 to play in the first half. One of these teams on to the Final Four against Western Kentucky. The other, the season is over. Gillum in all kinds of trouble underneath, but on her back. They may call that on Lloyd, and that will be a foul on Andrea Lloyd.
So far, Sam, Texas has been unable to deny Jennifer Gillum the basketball. Now, they're playing what they call a double-down defense on her. They're going to try to get one player in front of her to keep her from getting the basketball, but if she does get the ball, they've got Andrea Lloyd right behind her to try to keep her from getting the basket. But so far, they've been able to get that ball inside to her.
Gillum already with 5, make it 6 points as she makes the foul shot. 3 of 5 at the line tonight by Ole Miss. And they'll make a substitution back in comes Scott, and going out of the ballgame will be Autry. So Scott, one of the starters, back in for the Ole Miss Lady Rebels. And at the line, Gillum with 6, looking for number 7. 82, Mississippi High School Player of the Year, and All-American honors last year, looking for more this year. 18-15, 3-point lead by Ole Miss. Second time in the quarter, they've led by 3. Texas's biggest lead has been 2. It's been that kind of game. Wimmish with another penetration. Good hustle for the rebound, and that's Gillum coming up with it. She let Hemphill know she was there with an elbow, unintentionally, of course. And we're at the 11-minute mark of the first half.
Jennifer Gillum was named by the U.S. Olympic Committee Female Basketball Player of the Year this year, Sam.
Ole Miss working with the basketball on the right side. Scott with a jumper on the outside. Gillum off for the rebound. Comes off finally to Lloyd. Lloyd for Texas. Etheridge almost had it stolen by Bullitt. Down inside, it is finally stolen. And now Ole Miss comes up with another turnover, and that's the 4th tonight on the Lady Longhorns. Ole Miss has 2.
They're usually the ones causing the turnover, Sam. Their relentless pressure defense will do that to you, but so far that has not been the story here tonight.
10:25 left to play in the first half. 18-15 Ole Miss. Is it more? It is, as Gillum has really started to cook now. She's got 9. 5-point lead by Ole Miss. This crowd starts to get into it a little bit as the Lady Longhorns appear to need a little help at the moment.
Ole Miss really packed in tight in that zone.
And now a travel is called on Ole Miss, and that's their third turnover as they'll give it back. Excuse me, the 5th turnover on Texas, so a travel on the Texas Longhorns will give it back to Ole Miss. Ole Miss with a lead, 20-15 against number 1 seeded Texas. Back in a moment.
Look how one...
974 went over Rutgers.
So they're waiting for the winner of this game. Elsewhere, it was Tennessee. What a battle with LSU. They finally won 67-65. Game seen earlier on ESPN. Here it is Ole Miss leading Texas 20-15. Southern Cal and Louisiana Tech later tonight out west.
Sam, before the game, Van Chancellor told us that if Jennifer Gillum can get 30 to 35 points tonight, they're in the basketball game. So far, she has 9 points and 2 rebounds. She's the big factor.
Well, you add that up over halftime. She have 18 and then added up to 36. A miss by Ole Miss, and here comes Texas. Keep in mind, Texas has been substituting almost at will. They've got a fresh group on the floor once again as Harris along with Williams stay there. Outside, it's Wimmish call for a travel in Texas that normally creates turnovers for the other team, an average of 24 per game, have turned it over 6 times already tonight. So it's Ole Miss with a 5-point lead, their biggest of the evening, and the ball back again here. And what Ole Miss is doing here, Becky, is keeping this big crowd out of the basketball game right now.
You know, I think Texas is a little on edge right now, Sam. This is the game, this is the regional championship that they have not been able to win so far. They want it very badly, and I think they're playing a little tight right now.
You know, one of the things that Van Chancellor had told us before, he says, you know, a big hometown crowd can sometimes play very much against the home team. He can kind of make you play, as you pointed out, a little tight, a little tentative. He said, hey, we come in with nothing to lose. He said that with tongue-in-cheek, I'm sure.
The hometown fans want to win this one just as badly as the players do. They want to go to the Final Four, and as you said, they can put a lot of pressure on this team.
The golden ring that Texas reached for last year as the #1 team was snatched away by Western Kentucky. And now Ole Miss is throwing a little shadow of the hopes of the Lady Longhorns. But how about that for a shot outside? Jumping it in is Gay Hemphill. 20-17 Ole Miss. 8:44 first half. There's the big score with 9. Gillum. Does she have 11? No. Rebound Texas. Harris to Williams. And again back in that 2-3 slant zone for Ole Miss.
Ole Miss has been playing such good transition defense, Sam, that Texas really hasn't been able to run like they'd like to.
Well, they're getting some good penetration down inside that zone, though. And there's another basket by Wimmish. And we're in a one-point game at 20-19. Crowd now becoming a factor. Ball swiped away, but there's going to be a personal foul to be called. It's going to go on Harris.
The thing that's going to hurt Ole Miss when Texas tries to penetrate is that they know they cannot afford a lot of fouls. They're going to have to play a little more cautiously than they would like. They just don't have the bench strength. Here's the foul.
Well, Texas already over the limit. Watch the pressure in the backcourt. The foul actually went on number 22. That, of course, would be Hemphill that reached from behind and picked up the foul. And now, with Texas over the limit with their 17th foul, it's Scott shooting free throws for Ole Miss. Scott with 5 points already early. 21-19, Ole Miss with a lead by 2.
Scott's one of the best free throw shooters for the Lady Rebels. She's got a 72% average.
You saw Cami Etheridge coming back in, number 33, the heart and soul of this ball club, the point guard. Scott with 2 foul shots.
Jody Conrad said there are 2 players that we cannot play without for any length of time, Cami Etheridge and Andrea Lloyd.
It's 22-19, 3-point lead by Ole Miss. Texas in the white on their home floor. Again, that zone keeping any kind of penetration, at least pass-wise, for Texas out of there. Good dribble drive penetration by Texas so far. Shot clock's at 7. Harris may have to try to force something. Gets Etheridge, 2 on the shot clock. Rebound, Ole Miss, but they battle for it, and Gillum finally cleans it away for Ole Miss. Shot clock was running down as they had to try to get it up. Gillum now with their 3rd rebound of the evening already.
Sam, let's look at a matchup. Jennifer Gillum is being guarded. We'll have to look at it again. But Jennifer Gillum is now being guarded by a freshman, Clarissa Davis.
By the way, that was Myra Williams with her 4th basket of the night. And again, it's a 5-point lead, Ole Miss. Ole Miss has done a great job of keeping that transition game for Texas down. It is in the half-court game where Ole Miss wants it.
Clarissa Davis trying to work free underneath. She is the 2nd leading scorer on the team, although she's not a starter.
Etheridge, a good penetration. Harris will try. If at first you don't succeed, try again, but she misses badly, and Gillum off with her 4th rebound. Ole Miss with a chance to take their biggest lead of the game. They're up by 5 right now with 6:43 to play in the half. Tennessee and Western Kentucky watching our ball game after their victories today. A travel call on Ole Miss, only the 3rd turnover, and Texas will get it back. Jody Conrad, she is in her 10th year at Texas, her 17th overall, will send Andrea Lloyd back out on the floor, and also Annette Smith.
And this is what will eventually wear you down, Sam. It's happened time and time again. Texas can run that pressure defense, they can run the break, and keep bringing a fresh player in.
You can see double in turnovers, Texas against Ole Miss. That is uncharacteristic of the Lady Longhorns, but Ole Miss has created some problems for them. Joy Eichelberger, number 10, is outside on the front of that zone along with Bullock. That is Lloyd with a good power move and score. Andrea Lloyd with her 5th point of the night. 24-21, Ole Miss. 6:13 to go in the first half. Bullock has put on quite a show as a sophomore, but promptly throws it away. Lloyd throws it out of bounds, and the turnovers have a way of equaling themselves out. It's 7-4, Texas. Ole Miss with the ball once again in the backcourt. Texas pretty much back in with their starting lineup again of Beverly Williams, Annette Smith, Fran Harris, Andrea Lloyd, and Cami Etheridge back in there again for Texas. off the baseline. This is a good-looking player in Elisa Scott with a total of 8 points tonight already for Ole Miss. And they do lead 26-21.
Elisa Scott's premier defensive player in the league, but she's really come on as a scorer lately.
Texas patiently trying to get that penetration. Lloyd will miss, and Gillum cleans off her 5th rebound. Under 5.5 to play in the first half. It has been all Ole Miss, tempo-wise and otherwise, here tonight at Texas. Etheridge trying to draw a charge there on Bullock. Down inside, good drive, and the first basket of the night by Cynthia Autry. It's 28-21, a lead of 7, the biggest of the night by Ole Miss.
Sam, Ole Miss reserves were unable to score Thursday night in the semis against Auburn, but they've already got a basket here tonight.
Keep in mind also, Ole Miss built up to an 11-point lead on Texas the last time they played December the 30th down in Miami. Penetration inside won't stay. Gillum had the rebound knocked away and saved by Texas with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Williams with a jumper this time. Beverly will get it down for her 8-point, and it's 28-23 Ole Miss. Texas now drops their defense back a little further, just almost a one-on-one. Williams against Bullock. Ole Miss trying to spread the floor a little bit, but watches Gillum. Again is fronted. First of all, inside by Harris, from behind by Lloyd. The jumper out of the corner. Texas rebound Williams. Texas in the open court. Bounce pass stolen. Scott with another key steal for Ole Miss.
Kami Etheridge is really not playing her game tonight, Sam.
Turnovers doubled. Texas 8, Ole Miss 4. Trouble in the backcourt. Bullock bounces it ahead. Fran Harris makes the steal, knocks it off of Ole Miss. It belongs out of bounds to Ole Miss, they say.
But that's what I meant earlier when I said Ole Miss is going to have to help each other out to get the ball past the half court.
So as Ole Miss continues to dominate 28-23, we'll be back with 3:51 to go.
Who says you can't have it all? Who says you can't love your work and you change your face? Who says you can't have light beer with super premium taste? Michelob Light. Oh yes you can. Michelob Light. Oh yes you can.
Super premium taste and a less filling beer.
Michelob Light. Oh yes you can. Have it all.
May I help you? She's one of the premier defensive players in the Southeast Conference, and she does a great job, a great steal there. But Texas is going to have to come to the basketball. They're not moving on offense like they normally do.
Well, Texas defensively got Ole Miss into some trouble here just before the timeout. Ball was finally batted out of bounds. Last touch there and kicked by Harris. The ball was last touched by Ole Miss, but Harris finally sent it further out of bounds, and Ole Miss gets the ball back again. Ole Miss leading 28-23. Sam Smith along with Becky Dixon at courtside of the University of Texas. So far, the Texas Longhorns shooting only 9 of 23 for 39%. Ole Miss shooting 11 of 21 for 52. Good. Bringing the ball ahead by Myra Williams, and she gets her 6th point of the game, and it's 30-23.
Ole Miss really taking the ball to Texas. They're not letting them get to them.
Well, you mentioned that Scott was one of the best in the Southeast. He came up with another one. That's 9 turnovers on Texas early.
You know, Elisa Scott re-injured a recurring knee problem Thursday night. She could barely walk at the end of the game, Sam, so she's probably not at full speed tonight, but look at what she's been able to do so far.
Whatever the pregame meal was, it worked. Ole Miss with a 7-point lead. Third time in the half they've led by that. Their biggest lead, Texas led by only 2 early in the game. Shot clock's down to 2 as Ole Miss gets it off, but Texas rebounds the miss. They start to run as Lloyd throws on the brakes in the forecourt. Texas now has got to get some baskets every trip up the floor to kind of get themselves a little momentum. Ole Miss knows that, and they'll pack that zone back in. Lloyd is the one they want to get it to. If not, it's Harris on the other side, and boom! Fran Harris, the best outside shooter for the Lady Longhorns, proves it with a basket down the wing.
Texas is not a perimeter team. They like to go inside, but their inside game's not working tonight. They're going to have to find someone who can hit.
2:25 to play in the half. Good give and go. Underneath, that's Gillum. Layup, yes.
Texas got caught that time.
11 points by Gillum. And now Texas wants to take a timeout. So as the Lady Longhorns find themselves down with a score of 32-25, again, the Ole Miss Lady Rebels, boy, they move in that basketball well. Here, Becky, as they get a rather easy basket.
Jennifer Gillum finds herself open underneath the basket, all by herself. Texas often will overplay you on defense, and that's what you want to do, is try to get inside, get behind them, Sam.
11 points by Gillum. Ole Miss 32, Texas 25. Well, the Lady Longhorns of Texas, the number 1 seed, are bringing the ball in the forecourt against Ole Miss, down 32-25, down by 7. Ole Miss in the blue, Texas on their home floor in the white. They have had turnover problems already with a total of 9 as we're under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Etheridge, who does not shoot much from the outside, misfires and they battle for the rebound and a personal foul call. That appears to be on Vicki Craig, number 35. That is the call, and that'll be her second of the evening. And with that, Ole Miss goes over the limit and at the line. Annette Smith will shoot one, and the penalty here for the Lady Longhorns.
Annette Smith, one of the greatest comeback stories in the history of women's basketball. 2 years ago, a very serious knee injury. The doctor told her to take up chess, but after a year and a half of rehabilitation, she's back, Sam.
She misses, but her teammate Beverly Williams with her 10-point finishes it off. 32-27, Ole Miss. A minute 39 to go in the half. Ole Miss has put the ball exactly where they wanted in the half court. Texas had slowly tried to build up the tempo here near the end of the half. But Ole Miss with some good shooting, and they battle for the ball. Texas gets it. 5-point difference. It has been as many as 7 tonight. The Texas crowd, numbering almost 10,000 here tonight, on their feet as they welcome the Longhorns in the forecourt.
This is a key possession for Texas. They need to try to get some momentum going before the half.
Equally key for the Lady Rebels of Ole Miss, and they may have come up with another great steal. They do. That is Vicki Craig with a steal. That is now 10 turnovers in the first half for Texas.
A very unusual story for Texas. They're not used to being in that position. As we said, they're the ones who usually cause the turnovers.
There's a turnover by Ole Miss.
Yes, they did.
In the open court, Trent Harris may take it all the way. Rebound, Gillum for Ole Miss. Excuse me, that is going to be Vicki Craig. Excuse me. Ole Miss doing the number they want as, again, Texas got good penetration by Harris. May have forced a shot up. One quick pass out, another quick pass back, and she might have had a little better shot. 32 seconds all to go in the first half. Block as you see there. Harris initiates another steal. Beverly Williams in the open court. She's fouled and will shoot 2. Personal foul on Myra Williams. Again, Williams in the open court with the basketball after the steal initiated by Harris.
Turnovers really a factor for both teams this evening, Sam.
Well, there was no doubt that she was going to take that basketball to the basket, and did. Drew the foul, and now shoots 2. Beverly Williams already with 10 points. She averages 11.3. That one will just about get her home here in the first half. More importantly for the Lady Longhorns, it's 32-28. The Rebels lead down to 4. Eichelberger, Joy checks back in, 5'9", a transfer student from East Central Junior College in Decatur, Mississippi.
The first time these two teams played, remember, Ole Miss held on to a 3-point lead at the half after leading by as many as 11 earlier.
Well, that 3 points is on the board right now. 32-29, 19 seconds. Ole Miss will hold for a final shot in the half. The drama at Texas now becomes a little more acute as the Lady Longhorns have come from 7 down and have it down to 3. 6 seconds left. You see the clock winding down. What will Ole Miss do? They may not get a shot. Scott will get it up. It'll count if it goes. It does not, and that's the end of the first half. So an emotional builder for the Lady Longhorns of Texas. They've come from 7 down to cut it to a 3-point lead. But the Lady Rebels of Ole Miss have played the half they wanted to play. As they go to the dressing room to talk over strategy for the second half, we're at halftime for the Midwest Regional Championships on the court of the University of Texas in Austin. Our score, the Lady Longhorns trailing Ole Miss for the score of 32-29. A big second half to come. Don't go away. We'll return in a few moments.
Point 79.
Don't want to, like drugs and drinking. I feel fortunate to have friends who back me up when I say no. Sometimes it's not easy to say no, but at all times it's important to say no to drugs and no to irresponsible drinking. With my friends behind me, I've got a lot of good times ahead. You will too, if you can stand up to the pressure. After all, you can't be a hit when you're high.
Something to think about from the NCAA.
Was penetrated and also shot the ball well.
Myra Williams is a good perimeter player. She's really come into her own this year. She has a knack for making things happen. And here, Sam, she does it all by herself. All alone, she brings the ball down the floor, and she's going to stop for a jumper here. A good night for Ole Miss from the perimeter as well. And that was one thing they were going to have to do tonight, is shoot from outside.
Well, when that's not happening outside, indeed they do try to get it down inside. Texas has not been able to control Jennifer Gillum as they work it on the baseline. You saw her with a layup a moment ago. Now watch as she gets the turnaround jumper. She has come up with a total of 11 points already in this ball game tonight.
She's the key to the basketball game for Ole Miss. Jennifer Gillum, 11 points, as you said. Sam, remember Van told us earlier, Van Chancellor said, for us to be effective tonight, for us to win, Jennifer is going to have to get 35 points. Now, her scoring fell off a little bit right before the half, but the Ole Miss players from the outside made up for that.
Well, right now, Beverly Williams is the only bright spot for Texas, shooting over that 2-3 zone. She has put a couple of jumpers down. As a matter of fact, is the top scorer with a total of 12. But when all of the Longhorns try to penetrate, they're getting inside but not doing anything with it.
They've got the good moves to get inside. They're able to get inside, but they've not come away with 2 points when they're able to get in there. An interesting thing, Sam, tonight, as we said, Beverly Williams, the leading scorer. She's a sophomore. The senior players on this Texas team have not played well. I think they're pretty tight tonight. They want this one so badly.
Well, let's show you the count of jump shots outside that Beverly Williams is being able to put down. Now, watch as the 2-3 zone is being packed down below the foul line, and watch the good release of the ball here by Williams. She's a good shooter with 12 points already tonight.
She's a great athlete. She has very good athletic ability.
Now watch as Texas tries to continue to get the ball down inside, try to pack it down throughout the entire first half of the ball game, and this has been their big problem right here.
Annette Smith trying to get inside. She does get inside, but again, she doesn't come away with the 2 points, and Annette Smith has not had a good game tonight.
It's the depth of the Texas Longhorns against the ball club that right now controls the tempo of the first half. Ole Miss, they lead 32-29. Second half will be coming your way after this timeout.